Hello, hello, everybody. We are back for another Minecraft Monday. Ah, I am. I feel like Monday is like busier for me than Sunday is. I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense because Sunday is the Sabbath. You cannot work on the Sabbath. But I do so much work on Sunday to get ready for like the week in terms of like that's when I like set up all my videos, set up my stream, that kind of stuff. So I'm tired, and then Monday comes around and I'm like I rush to get as much stuff as I can done before I stream. And I'm always like, "Oh man, I really wish stream was on Wednesday instead." But then I stream on Wednesday and I'm like, "Oh, I wish stream was Monday." So it's like can't win. Oh, I forgot to turn on my fan. Hot as hell in my hot ass fucking room I'm in. Oh, that's right. You know what I do need? Watermelon, pumpkin. Mm-hmm. So okay, good. Yeah, you thought. Enjoy burning to death. Got him. Okay, so get the hell out of my farm, Stinky. My god. How rude. So what I want to do today is that's bothering me as I run up these stairs. So I have the beets, I have the carrots. Up here, I want to let me do 24 to start. I actually don't remember how many I planted, but we're about to find out. Ew, 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 ew. Do I have a sword? I do have a sword, okay. Come on. Where the hell did he... Oh. Okay. Did he die? I think he fell to his death. Anyway. Back to what I was doing. I'm probably going to need more watermelon, but I would rather get more watermelon than have leftover watermelon. Yep, I'm going to need to wait, and I'm just going to let these grow and go from there. But one thing that I know is an issue is that these don't have sun, don't have light. So in the middle, what I might do, I gotta redo all the light in these. And then I've got to redo this because this looks ugly. I don't like this. Ew. So let's get you. Oh, it's really dark right here. So I'm going to put in a temporary thing right here. That should give some more light there so that those actually grow. So I'm a little nervous that they're going to... not grow. I made way too many. Whoops. What? Oh! I didn't have my Elytra on. I was like, why is my Elytra not deploying? This is from... Oh my gosh, what is this from? It's on the Wii. Oh, nice. Hold on. What is this from? It's from Wii Fit. That's it. Okay. All right. I knew it. So I hope Guns Out makes it today, because he commented and said that he got the K2, which I am jealous that he got it, and so I want to hear about it. It's Nim over. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to work. Oh, I need berries, but let me just do other stuff while I'm waiting. I also need lanterns. I'm gonna grab lanterns and berries, but I keep focus on one thing, Ace. Oh my god. Okay, so you... There we go. Sweet. Okay. So now... You. I wouldn't mind just copying what I did on the previous layer. Although... let me grab some more lanterns. Because I think that's just going to be the deciding factor. I don't want to be up here. I want to be down here. How many... Maybe I should grab some rockets while I'm there, too. Or... I feel like I'm always grabbing rockets. I must have used way too many of them. I just realized, I think I'm the only one that still plays on this realm anymore, and so I might have to do some runs of rockets to make sure I don't run out. It's funny because literally everybody that I stream with has access to this server, and like none of them, I never see any of them online. Okay, so I needed lanterns. That's what I... There we go. Lanterns. Is a stack enough? I think a stack could probably be enough. Now the question is, what do I want to put in the middle? Oh, holy shit. We have a lot of sea lanterns. Okay. Alright. What would go best with the aesthetic that we've got going on? I kind of feel like the purple frog lights would go hard. Gosh, so I updated when I updated my graphics drivers so that streams would stop crashing. Ow. I changed it so that my CPU temp is displayed visually with a yellow-green yellow, green, red, like a stoplight for my CPU. When I walk in there, my light just turns instantly red. My computer's like, that move is killing me. I am going to die now. All right. Ah. Okay. And then in these corners, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to... Ooh! Oh, I like that idea. Hold on. Oh, that's sick. Okay. I'll fix that corner. You know what? I could do it like this. Oh, that is sick. I like that. Okay. Now let's do over here. Now, I don't have the one to fix that one, so I'm going to have to do this. And then this is where the staircase will be, so I'm not as worried that it doesn't line up exactly there. Oh, that lights this up so much better now. And then over here, I'm going to do the same that I did over there. So here's the doorway. And then there. Gosh, that looks sick. Alright, and that should be enough light to keep this lit up. Now's nighttime, so now's the perfect time to see if that's actually the case. But one thing that I'll need to do now on all of these floors is break these. And then right here. Oh, did I run out of potatoes? No, they must have just gotten too dark. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's... Which is funny, because I'm pretty sure potatoes have to be grown in darkness anyway. Well, I guess they grow in the ground. That's stupid. Let's see if I can break you in. I guess another thing that I could do is I could put light on top of... Oh, wait, no. There's lanterns there. Stupid. And then these are having trouble growing because it's too dark over here. So hopefully this provides enough light for these guys to grow. There we go. And then I gotta replace these floors. That does light this up way more. I think that looks so much nicer. Yeah. Yeah, that looks so much better. I like that a lot. Okay. Then here and here. Great. Here. Okay. And replace. Place. 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 And again, it's going to look a little awkward in the back there because I still haven't figured out how exactly I'm going to do the stairs. But they're going to be these two pieces, so... Alright, and then in the middle here... It's right here. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Oh, that's sick. Oh, and I can get rid of this torch. Bum, 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 bum. And I can get rid of all these torches too, which will clean everything up so much better. Shoot, I'm out of stairs. I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get more stairs. Ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. I've got to find it, but I was on TikTok and I saw somebody made a Miku house and I was like, damn! If I can figure out if they have like a build video or something or they show it off better, I'll try and make a Miku house. That would be so much fun. Where's the tuff? There we go. I'm just going to make this whole thing into... There we go. Alright, this floor is done. This is floor done. This floor is done. And I think the ceiling is also done. Ah! Perfect. That doesn't look quite as good. Ah. I feel like right here is kind of dark, but... Oh, that's why. There's nothing above the water anymore. Yeah, I might just kind of cheat it like that. I don't know if I'm in love with that. We'll see. Let me play with it. You guys, you're the ones that I'm not sure about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. If I split that off into 18, it's divisible by 3s. Okay. Water break. So 1, 2, 3. That's what I was worried about. I actually think the purple fits pretty well. 1, 2, 3 light. 1, 2, 3 light. Ah, I dodged it and then didn't. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1. I gotta go from the top. This is not going my way, is it? It's really not going my way. One, two, that one. 1, 2, this one. 1, 2, and then technically the end would be. Ah, that's gonna look rough. Crap. Because it's supposed to be here and here. And if I do this, it's going to look weird. And I think if I do this, it's going to look even more weird, so... I actually don't know what to do for that. So imagining that block is not there. This block. Yeah, I actually don't know what to do there. See, this corner's okay, because I could just go like this and like this, and it's fixed. Ah! Calm down, calm down, calm down. It's just Minecraft. Which one of these did I mess up and then not fix? You. There's no shot they're playing this. Does that just look awkward? I feel like that just kind of looks awkward. But I want a way so that you can't, like, step across.
Hit pause on whatever
Ah!
and hit play.
No, stop, 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 stop. Oh, ads. I swear to God, Best Western ads. Thank you. I will never stay at one of your hotels anymore. Oh, that freaked me out. Okay, back to the... Am I good? Should be good. Oh, I forgot to finish this with stairs. Go, and then you. I guess that kind of hides the fact that it's not equal. A lot better. Alright, now you. And then... Oh, I gotta figure out where the middle is so I can put in the middle ones. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I just need to duplicate that up here. With no roof. Sweet! Yippee! One, two, three. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're gonna be off. Ah, what do I do? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Let me check. Is that the same pattern here? No, it's not. So these need to be the other way around. So 1, 2, 3. It's this way. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And good. Okay. You. Otherwise, I think I'm good. Perfect. All right, there we go. Now I gotta do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. One of these is gonna break my Oh, you can't make this up. I love Minecraft. I love mining and crafting. Whew! Oh boy. I can get rid of this ugly contraption here. And boom. Boom. Break that. There we go. Break that. There we go. Break all these because they're useless now. Well, not useless. I don't want to be mean to them. There we go. Go. That should be good now. What I need to do for this is boom. And so it's this block right there. Oh, see? Look. Pumpkins are already grown. And this corner will be a block with ladders. Stairs. There. And there. And there. I guess it really doesn't matter if the ceiling lines up with the other floors. As long as it visually looks like it does, I think we're probably good there. And then even? Good. Gotta go on the other side. Oh, I haven't put one here yet. Okay. Boom. That looks good. It does look like it's missing some in the middle, though, I will admit. But I honestly think for these floors, that's probably okay. And I'm going to have to make more half slabs. Okay. Alright, I'm out of half slabs. Oh! There's a lot less floor than I remember. And then as soon as I get this in, I think next course of action... what do I want to do? I think I put in one more set of risers. And then I start working on the roof. That's probably the best course of action next. Okay, good there. Good there. Okay. Good. And then I can go grab berries. So, I need you. And it was... Should know the count because I've done it 100 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth is the ceiling, the roof. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth is the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth is the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth is the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth is the ceiling. Okay. So this is where I've kind of been putting off doing the stairs. Or the roof. It's like, which do I want to do less? Because, see, like, I already screwed it up where I need to... So I think I want these to also be this brick right here. I think that just looks the best. But then for the actual stairs, that's where I'm not sure. Back on that Ace doesn't eat his food to gain back hearts shindig. Do I have a shovel? I do have a shovel. Sweet. Okay. So I'm deep in thought. So I kind of wanted it to be that double spiral that I did on my last project. but I kind of have an idea. So it has to rise up 5 blocks, but if I multiply that by 2, I can do the half slabs. So I could do, like, let's say it met at this corner. I don't think I want it to meet at this corner, but it would have to be like that. It would have to meet there. Now let's see if I do it here. Did I do it there where I had that be the top? Yes, I did. So there, 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 there. Ooh, maybe I actually do want it to meet. Oh, that might be perfect. And then you can go up like this, and then it will converge and then go up the opposite way. And then that would... Oh, actually, I think that's going to be what I'm going to do. This is going to be perfect. Now, the question is whether or not I do it in the tough slabs or not. Decisions. It's going to be way easier if I just build this as I go. So then it would need to be like this and like that. I want to look at what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to build these 2 flights of stairs, and then I'm going to step over to that mountain and see how it looks from the outside. Because in my head, I'm like gassing up this design, but it might look like dog water, so I've gotta take a look at it. It is so much easier to make it on the glass because you just go do up it. Like that? It should meet. See, but then I'd have to jump to make that. See, I don't know. I don't know whether that looks good or whether that looks bad. Because if I drop it down by 1, then it won't make it. I'll always be 1 below. So maybe I have to start it in front. Yep, that's what I want to do. Man, this is gonna suck. All that work just to break it. Sorry to anybody who's watching me have to destroy all this and is like, oh my gosh, I just watched it put it all together. Ow. So I want the first step to actually be in front, which will look a little bit weird, but this is going to go down. And I don't think I want the first step to be down. But regardless, it would look so much better if it did that. So, then out here. There. Ah! Getting the pattern wrong. And then I want to delete all of those. Now bear with me. So it looks a little bit weird here, but it's actually going to go down a level. So it'll look better. Go up. Then these can go up, and they'll always match. Ah, not if I screw them up. Oh my god. Stop putting them on the same block. There. Now it's equal. So then... I love repeating patterns. Now I'm pretty sure I want it to go like this, so that then I can go like this. No, I don't want it like that. I want it one up. Which means that you'll actually have to step over. That's so awkward, though. Damn. I really wish that had worked perfectly, but it didn't. Why didn't that work? Hmm. Oh, because it starts off raised. So technically it is like this. Okay. Alright, up here. And do the same thing on this side. Now pop this one out. I guess it's not as awkward when you're running up it. And then here, 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 down, down. They don't line up. What the fuck is happening? Am I going crazy? Why are these stairs giving me so much shit? Oh my god. And now I'm not at the right of I'm losing my mind over here. Ugh. There we go. You. And then you. Wonder what this is from. Main theme from Coroma de DS. Weird. Alright, anyway. Back to the... Perfect. While I'm down here, I gotta make some more slabs. I think that works really well, actually. It's pretty smooth. Okay, there we go. And then this goes up. Up! There we go. VTuber crashes out over half slabs in Minecraft. Okay, and then I'm gonna lose my marbles. This is working out so awfully for me. That's not right either. I'll have to go up to break those. Oh, watch it fly all the way down. And boom, we're up here. While I'm here, I'll put those in before I delete all these. Okay, so that's the stairwell. Looking good. Now, unfortunately, it's night, so if I think if I jump, I'm gonna get attacked, but I might be able to make it to that tree. Yes. I think that looks really sick. I almost wish that I had that kind of look on all the floors, but I'm not gonna do that. Ace, don't do it. I purposefully engineered it so that that will fit. But man, it would have been cool if I had done that on every side. Ooh, they killing him. Get him! Get his ass! Get his ass! Yeah! Get him! I'm left. I'm right. I'm left. I'm right. Dang. They got him. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Gosh, that looks so cool. Okay. So the roof. I don't think there's a place that... Oh, I know where I can stand. All right, I got a plan. Actually, hold on. I don't think I want to do just the normal pitched roof that I do. I want to snag a picture of this. Perfect. Now let me draw on it the numbers. So from post to post, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. I didn't know it was off in this direction too. But I guess that kind of makes sense. Anyway, it should be even on both sides. Why is it not in this direction? I'm going to recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, it's off by an even amount on both sides. Interesting. Anyway, let me do something real quick. I'm going to... We're going to build it in Creative. Find Creek, I think, was the one that I used. Yep. That's it. Let me pull that screenshot up. So I had spruce, all the tough shit. I do have mud bricks. Okay, perfect. And what am I missing? Oh, the these. And these. Gosh, I spawned in like an awful place. I should have made like a super flat world so I could build shit in. You know what? Actually, we're going to do that right now. Single player, create new world. Test build. And it's in creative world. There it is, super flat. I don't really care about the customization. Sure, you can generate all that cool stuff. Guys, look, we got a chest. Mangrove logs. Okay. So I need tough bricks, these, and these. Now I need glass, the regular glass panes. Now I also need spruce logs, and now I'm good. So the basic structure is it is 1, 2, 3, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 with these on the other side. Then it has glass completely around it like this. And this goes back 17 from this mark. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is where this would be. This is where that would be. And now we walk it out. And I said that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth was not. Okay. Perfect. So I don't actually have these built yet, but it does connect from the bottom there, so it would be fair. So now it's 24 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Break those two. And this is this and this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the same thing. One, two, three, 4. Okay, so that's the general area that I have. What I was thinking would be kind of cool is if see, I don't know if I really want to make a really tall. You know what? Let's just build it. I think it would be kind of cool if I shortchanged it a little bit. So I'm going to do that. Oh, I forgot to do these. Like that. And then And then I could do... Well, actually, I don't need to make those out of the chiseled block. I can make them out of literally whatever block I wanted. Over 2. And then I could do these. Because kind of what I want to do is where it's like a row of 1. Kind of like this. I kind of want to do it like this. I think that this might look really nice, especially with this like kind of look to it, but I'm trying to incorporate that along with the All right. Here's how I'll do it then. Let's see. Does that go up? That's what I need. Okay. I think I need to extend these out. At least, like, most of the way. So I can see how they connect. Me when that Wii Fit music hits. Okay. And then it's these all the way around. And then these blocks across. Can't imagine how much tough I'm gonna need for this. Luckily, nobody gives a shit about tough but me right now. Until they see my structure, then everybody's gonna want to use tough blocks. Time set. Then I can duplicate this right there. So it can be like that. Like that, kind of. And then I just need to bring these over. Okay. So like, There we go. Okay. And then like this. You know what? I think I'm loving this roof design. I think it's going to look great. So let's duplicate it on all the other sides so that it can finish. Feel so bad for this lonesome wood block. It's getting surrounded by stone. What is it supposed to do? To all the haters that said I couldn't make shit. All my shit looked uggo. I bring you this overly complicated and overly engineered roof. Behold! Okay, clean this up. And underneath you, I need this, so it can be like this. Perfect. Can these slimes fuck off? There we go. Now, if I look... Oh, that looks sick. Now like this. And like that. And then a row of the opposite color. Or the opposite design, my bad. This is going to take so much longer to actually build compared to what it was like to do in creative. Yep. And then the next one up copies that. Yo, there he is. It's K1 boy. What's up, dog? Or K2, my bad. My bad. I'm tired. Yo! Because it's got the combo. I'm K1 boy. You're K2 boy. Oh god, I hope to god that you like it. I do not want to get a comment that's like, Ace doesn't know what he's talking about. This printer is the worst printer I've ever bought, and I bought it because of him, and oh my gosh. Oh, I don't like but. What's the but? Is it gonna be that it's loud or some shit that I didn't look for in a printer? Oh no. My only regret is that I didn't buy it sooner. That's what you're gonna tell me. And because I'm so happy with it, I'm actually going to buy you one. No, I want to hear the but though. But what? The filament switch is the filament switch. So that means like the in between colors. Because if that's the case, welcome to modern 3D printing. Why do you think people complain that their prints take too long when they do multicolor? It's because... Yeah, uh-huh. Sad to say, that's how what it is on nearly every printer nowadays. They have to purge that nozzle like nobody's business. Even Creality themselves are guilty of bambooifying it, but the old software used to purge in like a few seconds, and then they got bambooified, and now it takes fucking forever to purge. If you think that's bad, you should see what it's like on the A1. It legitimately takes the exact same amount of time. Doesn't purge enough. There's still clear color mix. My white was gray when I used black. That's weird. Mine on my K1 is like, it takes forever, but it purges so much material. Even on Retract, it purges. All right, I think that's perfect. I think that's the roof design that I want to use. That looks sick as hell, I think. I am so happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. And then I can put lanterns on all of these. Does that look equal? I think that looks equal. A lot of people saying the purge needs to be longer. The waste is bonkers. Yeah, that was the main reason that I so hey, great great segue into me talking about my video, but I'm not going to bother putting in these windows cuz they're going to work. But beginning of next month I should have a video talking about my color calibration. So hopefully that would help decrease your waste. I was able to decrease my filament waste by 75%. So but I mean, I also have the art me, so in preparation for, this is looking way too far ahead, but in preparation for 3D Printopia, I'm looking to make a whole series about recycling and stuff like that. Outside of my normal talking about it all the damn time. Is the feature that... Hold on. There we go. The feature that ignores the parts you choose due to whatever reason. The feature that ignores parts you choose due to whatever. What does that mean? I'm not familiar. Are you talking about like the exclusion? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the... Yeah. What's your issue with it? I use that quite often. Well, not quite often. I use it sometimes when stuff fails. Sorry, the realm is taking forever to load in. Continues to swap colors even after you completely stop that color. So when you say you're doing multicolor, are you doing like each model? I don't know how to say this without like drawing it. But are you doing a bed that has... Oh, I could make it in Minecraft. So, let's say my 4 colors are here. I have this one side black, one side white. So are you printing pieces like this where you have a black cone, a white cone, I don't know, cone, and then a blue cone and a red cone? Are you doing your colors like this? Or are you doing your colors like this? Where like every layer has multiple colors. Like, are you doing prints that look like this? Tell me, option 1 if it was the way that I had it before, or option 2 if it was the way that I had it beforehand. One part was solid black and another solid white. I would recommend don't print those. Don't do it like that. If you're going to print a bunch of parts that are one color and a bunch of parts that are another color, do 2 separate beds. You are quite literally not even doubling your print, your waste, but you're like multiply your waste by every layer. Just print them on separate beds. It might save you time. That's the only thing that it would save you. Everything else is going to suffer from doing that. If it doesn't have multicolor on the model, don't do it. Yeah. That is the worst way to do that kind of stuff. No hate or anything like that. Yeah, add it. Actually, it doesn't save you time because it's got to do the color swaps in between. That is, yeah, no. Only use multicolor if the model needs it. Otherwise, just print with single color. Even though you have that shiny AMS, it is like, do not use it unless you absolutely have to. That's why I keep saying that I think that multicolor is a gimmick, because it kind of really, it should be, you know? Anyway, I'm kind of getting preachy, so I'm not going to keep going. Okay, so I'm going to need those. I'm going to need the stairs. I'm going to need these. I don't think I actually need any of the bricks. I do need the walls, and I need the spruce. I also need the extra of the tough other stuff, but I think I'm out of tough now. So I actually am going to have to go to the item sorter and get more tough, which is kind of crazy to think about. That's probably why the machine was still purging the color, is because it was still thinking that it needed to print that stuff. But it continued to swap color, print only the purge tower, like it needs to finish the prime tower. Yeah, so the G code already exists for the prime tower, so it doesn't know to not purge into the prime tower, because you're getting rid of one of the objects on. That's another reason why they tell you not to print that way, because and I think that would have happened if you had printed it on any printer that does multicolor. They would have all failed in that way, just because that's. I say this with the nicest of intent. I think that's genuinely a user error. Because yeah, you got it. I don't need to belabor the point there. But hey, you know, the best thing that the thing that my advisors say about failures is they're not failures, they're lessons learned. In that case, the machine was fantastic. That's good to hear. That's why I'm very careful about the complaints that I have with the printers that I've used, and why a lot of people say that I'm nitpicking. Hey, exactly. You'll never make that mistake the same way again. I can tell you that for sure. So I'm going to put these in just so I know where to put the walls. Oh, that's sick. It stretches to fit. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Multicolor is weird. You kind of have to really know what you're doing before you dive into it. Otherwise, you waste a lot of material. But if it makes you feel any better, plastic is very cheap. So it's not like you're wasting some precious material. So, you know, Give yourself a little grace in that regard. 7 hours in? Oh my gosh. And that was like you canceled that before. So like how long was the print going to be? If you canceled it 7 hours in. Holy moly. Must have been a long ass print. I will say, when I was researching for my color calibration and so on video, one of the ways that people would get a gotcha in their video as like a way to be like, here's a way to decrease your filament waste by over 1000%. Their solution would just be don't do what you did. 8.5. Orca told me 3.5, and I totally believed it because how much you talked about Orca being great. Orca's always been spot on, so I'm not there. I can't tell you what's going on. Maybe it was under a different tab because Orca gives you a couple. When you do a multicolor, Orca will give you a couple different estimates, and one of the estimates is without color changes. So it might have given you that estimate without color changes, which might be why it seemed like it was only going to be 3.5. You know, anyone I can send my waste to, let me know. I wish I was close enough where you could send it to me, but I don't know of anybody in Texas. I think Prusa was working on doing a like PLA waste collection drop-off areas, but I don't think they ever got past the advertising stage on that. Cobbled deep slate. No, that's not it. Still very new to Orca. It looks like a great slicer. I just need to use it more and set up a PO box. I'll send all of it to you. About that. So I will. See, I can't ruin all my big stuff. I might have to make an exception for you and spoil it for you, but you have to admit that you have to act like it's brand new and cool when I reveal it later. But I have a big project coming out in July for my anniversary. So, yeah. Yeah, I know you heard it before, but this time's actually real because I've already got it done, so I can talk about it now without... I'm not saying I will. I'm saying I will show it off in July. The work's already done for it. That's what I've been doing behind the scenes while I've been letting all the Miku videos post this month. Is I've got a huge I've got a huge announcement for July. But I might have to reveal mine early because you've been collecting a lot of stuff for a long time and I feel bad. I'm gonna get this massive ass package. Right. No, the one thing that I wanted to work on for my anniversary was I feel like I talk about a lot of projects and then projects don't end up happening. And so while I have a bunch of shorts and other content to post, I'm working on bigger stuff and actually getting stuff off my streaming bucket list. So I need a shitload of those. I'm trying to think of how I could Do you have Twitter or no? No, you don't have Twitter, I don't think. Shit. You wouldn't happen to have Blue Sky, would you? Fine, I'll go to sleep. Do you have any other socials? I use Snapchat. Damn. I don't have one of those. Try and think of a way to connect. Oh, wait. I got it. I've got my business email. It's somebody emailed me already for my video. I forget how, I don't know how they found it. I think it's in my Twitter header. Or it should be. Alright, and then I'm going to leave the rest of the tuff down here. Ah, shit. I forgot to grab the blue. It's lantern. It's the soul lanterns. So they need a soul torch. And how many did I need? 1, 2, 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So I need 12 of them. So I need 12 soul torches. It's not going to let me because I don't have the right materials for it, right? Oh, there we go. So I'm going to need 12 soul sand. And throw my email up and then delete the comment. Or you could just shoot me an email. My email should be in my... How the hell did that one person find my email? That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. And then what I'll do is I'll reply... Yeah. So what I'm working on right now is see, I want to talk about it, but this is like going to be 2 months away that I'm going to be formally revealing this stuff. But I'll sow the seeds for it a little bit, I guess, today. I want to get away from one of the things that I keep doing that I really hate of myself is I keep leaking stuff way too early. Okay, all right. I've got I'm working on a actually pretty huge project, and I'm so excited I'd just like to talk about it, but you guys won't see it until July, and so I don't want it to seem like I'm not making good on my promises because it's taking so long, but it's not taking so long because, like I wasn't talking about the stuff for next month last month. So, like, to you guys, it'll seem like I'm talking about shit that's not happening for a while. But in reality, my projects are getting bigger and bigger now because I've built up a good wealth of content. So I've been making it a I want to work on bigger projects that mean more to the channel. There's a lot of stuff that I keep saying, oh, I'd like to do that, and then I don't end up doing it. And so what I did is Miku month and next month's videos are all very strategically planned so that I can, while they go out, I can be working on some really big projects. And I've got some amazing stuff, I think, for the month of June and July. Actually, I just laid it out on my whiteboard in my office and was like looking at it. And I was like, damn, I'm actually kind of hype. So, oh shit, I just made 32. Well, awesome. You know what? Gigi can have these. I can't even like tease it. It's just but oh god, I'm trying to think of any way that I can talk about it without like completely giving it away. Your comment about can you chat about high-speed filament and if I need them or not. Oh, perfect. That's a great segue. So, high-speed filaments. You got to promise to watch my... This is actually a point that I make in my video that comes out beginning of next month. My calibration one. Because I have at Midwest or East Coast Rep last year, Josh gave me 2 rolls of high-speed filament. I've never bought them before because I don't like high-speed printing. And I have a lot of opinions about them. So... high-speed filament or high-flow filament, sometimes you'll see like HF filament, is mainly a marketing gimmick. It actually does. I'm gonna say like generally. So if you ever hear anything that's different, it's always a future video. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I write the scripts, then you ask a loaded question, and I'm like, well, shit. Should I just read you the script? But yeah, no. I think I plan my stuff too much, but because I do YouTube as like my third job, it's kind of tough for me to not do that. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. High flow filaments are... What speed is considered high speed? I went from 65 to 300. So 300's faster than I print anything at, even on my Core XY machines, like my K1. I don't like printing at high speed because I think that it sacrifices quality, and I print mainly for videos. So I want my stuff to look good. But if you need to get parts out there, high-speed printing is really good, really important. So I don't want to diminish anybody who really likes high-speed printing. I'm just not one of them. High-flow filaments, generally, the way that they get the high flow. So take this as someone who's worked in the plastics industry. Plastic blends are trade secret. So I can't say for certain that this is the case because every company is different. And every company could have a different way of achieving the same thing. But from what my connections in the plastics industry and my connections in the material science industry have told me about high flow, is that it's actually it's a little bit of a marketing gimmick, yes, but it's also they change the fundamentals of how the plastic is made a little bit. So when you make a plastic, my prints were near perfect, light strings and a couple dots and zits. The only thing that looked ugly was the Z seam. Yeah, I haven't played with the K2, so I really don't know. My K1 was a little iffy. The prints will come out looking a little jagged, and my A1 looks very similar. So I just knocked down my speed and have had very little issues since then. Anyway, so back to my point. When you make a plastic, there's a thing called a monomer. It's a repeating pattern of molecules. Kind of not really important for this discussion. I describe them when I talk about plastics as Lego bricks. So imagine one monomer is a Lego brick. When you stack a bunch of monomers together, it makes a polymer or a plastic. Poly meaning many, mono meaning one. They're both root words. I don't know numbers offhand, but let's say that each chain that makes up PLA. Let's say you buy just PLA or PLA plus from the store. Let's say that their chain length is 100. That's not true. I don't know numbers offhand. I'm just spitballing. When you buy high flow filament, their chain lengths will be shorter. So let's say they're 50. That's how they achieve their higher flow. You print them at a higher temperature. They can flow faster because they're weaker plastics, because they have smaller chains. So from what I have heard from the industry and such, the way that they achieve higher flow is by making the plastic weaker, by decreasing the chain length of the plastics. I have seen this in person by working with high flow filaments. However, I shouldn't even say filaments. I've only printed with one version of high flow. I printed with that GMG green. I just did a demo of it. Again, I don't really like printing at high temperatures or high speeds. So I am not really the best person to ask about whether or not they're good. I will always recommend slowing down your printer and letting it do its thing unless you absolutely need the part really fast. Yes, the temps are much higher. I have to check my... You know what? I'll pull up Orca real quick and I'll check what I did. Because I ran the calibrations and the video that I'm going to release... Again, it's fully scripted, just need to do the editing of it. I've been dragging my feet because I hate editing. Talks about how to calibrate new filaments in Orca Slicer, so it should help you out really. I'm basically making a video just for you. So let me go to my A1. Let me go to GMG High Flow. What is my printing temp? So my printing temp was 230. I normally print at 220 for my PLA, so it's about 10 degrees hotter, which might seem like a low amount, but you have to remember that this is... Give me a short tour of Orca. I really wanted to start building the roof, but we're gonna do that. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I'm a great person to ask about this. Let me set up a source in OBS. Okay. I don't like how that just popped onto my screen automatically. I'll go quick, okay? And it's gonna look a little crappy because I'm literally just doing it real quick. But not to sound like a shill, I will have a video coming out where I'll talk all about Orca. So right now, you're seeing my the A1. I also in here have the this is my Ender V2 for the printer that prints in the 2.85 filament that I made a video about. Up here you can see I have the Filament California PLA that I calibrated using this method that'll be in the video. Here's my K1, and here is my SVO8. This one is GP3D because I went off of GP3D for the SVO8. He has phenomenal videos on the SVO8, and I guess all of Sovol's products now that I think about it. Up here, this is where you can choose. So these are user presets, and these are system presets. In the system presets, these pick the printer. Then the user presets are special saved versions that you have. For instance, I have one called SVO8 bed. That is because the default Sovol profile doesn't let you change what type of bed you have. So I have one that has a different one. Up here, I have a different version of the Ender that's specifically set up for the Ender 3 Pro that I have. That's why it's listed as 2.85 and a 0.6 nozzle, because that's what I have on it. Anyway, going back to the A1, I don't know how to assign colors. I think I just got lucky because... Okay. So in order to assign colors, up here you'll see where it says filament. There's a minus and a plus bar. You want to add enough filament to where it's the same as your printer. Now, what I don't know, because I don't have a K1 and I don't have a K2 and my K1 doesn't do this, when you want to synchronize the filaments with the AMS to make sure that all the colors line up with what's in your printer, this button right here, synchronize filament lists from AMS, auto-populates this on my A1, although I don't know if it auto-populates for the K2 because I don't have it. This right here, the flushing values, this I'm going to have a whole section in my video about this, so I wouldn't worry about it. But these numbers are very high, especially if you're using a Creality or a the other machine, the one that the Cobra, Anycubic. If you have an Anycubic or a Creality, these numbers are very high. The Bamboo numbers are already high, so they're all very high. I used to do these at about 0.75, but now with some new methods that I'll show off in my video how to do, I can get these down to 0.5, in some cases 0.4. You can even see here it'll actually get mad at me because my numbers are so low. Over here, this will be your filaments. Right here, these are the system presets, so these will tell you... These you can upload, like, auto-grab generic numbers from from Bamboo. But I have in here all of my specially calculated filament user presets, which, again, is going to be in the video how to do this. But just to get started, it's not super important that you calibrate them because the printer will work without calibration. It's just if you want to get to that next level of quality, that's what I recommend calibration for. In order to assign colors, you go here to this little, you click on the port, and it'll have this drop-down menu, which is not showing on my screen, but on your screen, it shows up with a drop-down where you can pick the color. That was where I complained in my video, my A1 review. Changing the color here does not change it on the machine, so they won't necessarily line up 100%. Down here to where it says process, this is your actual settings that have nothing to do with filament. I have my own, I have 4. I need to delete this one, but I have a 0.2 and a 0.16 profile, and I have aesthetic and strength, although I'm thinking of getting rid of the strength one because aesthetic is the one that I use strength is the one that I use most of the time, and then I just dial back the infill. Honestly, I don't have too many recommendations over stock. I don't know what the K2 stock is because, again, I don't own the machine. But there are some big things that I changed over Bamboo's stock, and maybe this will help you out. Seam position, I always recommend back, and then you orient the model so that the stuff that you want to see is towards the front. You could do the scarf seam, but that's a beta and I haven't tested it yet, so I don't really know how well it works, although I've seen videos where people have made scarf seams that almost look like you can't tell where the seam is. So this is something that's not necessarily a hard and fast rule. I will say never, ever, ever pick aligned. I do not know why this is a default in most slicers. Aligned is the worst thing that you can ever have for a Z seam. It will make all of your models look awful. So do not pick aligned. You can do back. I wouldn't pick random. I would either do nearest or back. Again, I would just do back. Also down here, wall generator. I don't know why it's standard on Bamboo, but they have classic as the default. Switch that to Arachne. There's very few cases where that doesn't directly benefit you. Arachne will help when it will help your walls be more consistent. The only other stuff, I like inner, outer, inner. I can explain why in a second, but inner, outer, inner is really good for consistency on your walls when you're printing. Sometimes if I can get away with it, I'll do outer then inner, but you have to have a model that doesn't have a lot of overhang. So I do inner, outer, inner, and it's a great middle ground. For strength, I am a big fan of, let me do this to showcase kind of what I'm talking about, but add primitive, let's just add a cube. So here's a cube. Let me just show you why I always recommend, if you're going to print anything that's not, even aesthetic parts I've started to print in with 3 walls. I would highly, highly, highly recommend gyroid infill, low percentage, so like between 8 and 10, and 3 walls. If you want something that's stronger, add another wall. Do not add more infill, because infill is a waste of your time on most models to add more of for strength. Add an extra wall will be more strong than adding 20% infill. I'm coming up with those numbers kind of offhand. They're not, like, I wouldn't take that as a hard and fast rule, but for the most part, adding an extra wall is going to get you more strength than adding more infill. So here is an example where I have this cube that I sliced with 3 walls and 15% gyroid infill. You'll see here that the model cost, or the model filament, is going to be 7.66 grams. I drop it down to 10% instead, and it's going to be 6.99. So I decreased it by a little less than 1 gram, and these parts are going to be nearly equal in terms of strength. I won't be able to talk about it until probably July, but I'm working on a big cosplay for a convention that I'm going to in June, and I have printed most of it in silk filament with these parameters, 3 walls, 15% infill, and I am unable to break the pieces with my hand. That's how strong they are. That is like if there's one thing that you take away from everything I've said, gyroid infill is your goat. I think the only one that compares is honeycomb. Honeycomb is also really good, but I like gyroid because it just looks cool. But add an extra wall, decrease your infill. That's the way to get strong parts. What you'll find too is not everything's like a square. And a lot of prints will have, oh my gosh, a lot of prints won't have sections where it gets a chance to even make infill, so it'll just be walls anyway. I think it's Frankly Built just made a video about that. What temp and speed do you print silk at? Was having a lot of issues with clogging on my V2. So this is probably sad to hear. I actually didn't notice a difference. I don't notice a difference between silks and regular PLAs. I print them at the I calibrated a I believe it was on my SV08. Yes, I calibrated an inland silk, but on all my other printers I use the inland PLA, and I don't notice a significant difference between them. Here are my speed parameters that you can see. I print very slow on my A1. I think this is about 40, maybe 35% speed. It's very slow. That's the one thing I'll admit. I don't print fast. So if you want to know numbers for speed, I'm not the guy to go to. I will always trade. Here's my opinion. Speed's cool for rapid prototyping, but in every other use case, I think that speed isn't very important. If you want to print more parts, say for like an Etsy, buy another printer. Because then you can have 2 reliable plates worth of prints rather than half-heartedly printing the same bed twice. And it will save you so much money and time in the long run, I believe. But that's kind of besides the point. My K1 is the only one that I think is kind of fast. But even then, the first layer is very slow. How old can filament that's still shrink wrapped be before it's too old? For me, quality over speed. Filament doesn't really go old. If you have filament that's been sitting there for a long time and you're worried that it is getting like bad, I would dry it. Because what makes filaments quote bad to some people is they just get water in them. All plastics are what's called hygroscopic, not hydroscopic, but hygroscopic. Feel free to look that term up, by the way, if you're like, what the hell is Ace talking about? That basically means that they take in water. But think about it. Silica beads are used as a way to dry stuff out. Silica beads are just plastic beads. So it makes sense, kind of what I'm saying. But anyway, all plastics will take in water. That's why you have to dry other filaments, so like PETG, TPU, that kind of stuff. PLA is unique in the fact that you can get away with printing it without drying it. However, it's important to know that PLA actually suffers from the exact same issues that other filaments do. It's just not observable to the human eye. That's why you can get away with printing it without drying it. But PLA will get brittle over time and snap, and that's actually not because it's too old, but because it has too much moisture in it. So you can actually basically bring it back to life by just drying it. So I think the only filament that beats the hydration stuff is ABS, but even then, I'll get back to you on that because I'm currently testing ABS on my K1 because it's the only printer that I have right now that can print ABS. Really, it can't even print it, but what is ASA? ASA is a variation of ABS, I'm pretty sure, and it serves, from what I can see, it serves a almost identical function where people use it as a high temp, high strength material. But you need to print it in an enclosure, and the enclosure needs to be heated. So I believe the K1's enclosure is heated. So it would be a good filament to do that with. I don't know whether you need to dry ASA like you do other filaments. I'm not an expert in exotic filaments. The most exotic filament I've printed would be like the RPET that I make for the Recreator. I'm actually looking to branch into some more niche filaments. So like your ABSs, ASAs, that kind of stuff. See, he gets a printer and now he's like, all right, now I got to ask Ace all the questions. Now I care. What's your thought on Protopasta 8 high temp PLA? Not the best source, but some Reddit say that it's actually weaker. My feelings. I wish I had them. I don't own any. Actually, I do. Gigi bought a roll of it. Protopasta is very expensive, but their stuff is very beautiful. I don't know what their generics are like. I wouldn't exactly buy it to be like a strength structural part. I would buy it because it looks cool. And kind of embarrassed. Oh, don't be embarrassed. You're fine. No need to be embarrassed. I teach, not teach. I guest lecture, I think is the word that I'm supposed to use. High schoolers. So the only dumb question is the one not asked, I believe. I've used HTPLA. I just don't want to use brittle filament. Honestly, the only filament that I really have that I've found that I don't like is matte PLA. Matte PLA, I'm the biggest. If matte PLA has 100 haters, I'm one of them. If matte PLA has 20 haters, I'm one of them. If matte PLA has 1 hater, it's me. If matte PLA has 0 haters, I'm dead. I am a big hater of matte PLAs. Hey, here's the thing. You will look like a fool for 5 minutes, and then you won't be a fool anymore. But the person that doesn't ask a question will be a fool for life. So if that makes you feel any better. I don't currently have an axe to grind against high temp PLA. I wish I had a better answer for you. Gigi recently bought a set of HT or high temp PLA. I just haven't used it for a project yet. So I'll get back to you when I try it out. I would be very weary of, I'm going to say this and I'm going to look like a massive hypocrite. Reddit's a great place for information if you take it with a grain of salt. Because people get very opinionated on Reddit and will say, well, this is what I say and only I am right and that kind of stuff. So I would just be mindful of that when you're going on Reddit. And remember, anybody can say whatever they want. Only certain people are actually experts. That's why I am very careful of what I say about given topics, and I'm very, very open about where my opinions come from. Reddit says it's weaker until you anneal it. I've never baked. See, the thing that I don't get is that if it prints at a higher temperature, that should mean that it's stronger. But it depends because strength isn't just one category. Gosh, this is a really great usage of... I'm testing out my script for that video, but one of the reasons that Oh gosh, where do I start on this? So let's go back to silks. Let's forget about high temp materials for a second. Um, material science is really complicated. Like, people get entire doctorates just on like this kind of shit. And when I got my engineering degree, when I was learning steel construction, we got what's called the ASTM Steel Construction Manual, and it is like probably a foot thick, like the book is. And the pages are as thin as tracing paper. They are like very, very thin. And it just has pages and pages and pages of information on steel construction. Like numbers of like modulus of elasticity and yield strength and yield stress and that kind of shit. One thing that is a property of it's a law of material science, like gravity, although they don't call it a law, but it's just a thing, is that whenever you mix two different materials together, you get an alloy, but alloys are always weaker than the sum. They're always weaker than. You can't put two different materials together and get something that's stronger than any of the individual parts. Steel is not as strong as raw iron, but we trade it because it has other things that make it better to use. And even then, it still is stronger, but it gets complicated, okay? The strength is different strength. Anyway. So, again, plastic blends are proprietary. Companies don't really share how their plastics are made. So if anybody comes out and is like, actually, Ace, we don't make our plastic this way, you're wrong, LMAO. They've got me. But from everything that I've heard from people in the industry, I believe that silk PLA is made by taking PLA and mixing in bits of TPU, which is why it needs a higher temp. It strings more because people don't dry their PLA, which is why it strings, because it's made out of TPU, which needs to be dried. That's why it needs a higher temp, because it's made of TPU, which needs higher temp to melt. And I saw that in my experimentation too. You can get away with printing it at regular temps, but it strings a little bit more, that kind of stuff. That's also why they recommend you print it slower, because TPU needs really, really slow speeds. But what you'll notice is that everybody always rails and says that TPU is really, or silk is really, really weak. And that's why, because it's an alloy. The K2 can't print TPU. So, the K2, it can. It's the AMS that can't. So if you printed TPU, you would have to print it through the external spool. Now, I'd have to check and see what it's actually running to know that for certain. But from everything that I've seen, at least it should be able to, because any direct drive extruder should be able to print TPU to some success. It's the CFS. Because oh my god, it's just I really enjoy answering questions like this. It's just I don't know how to respond quickly. And I keep remembering that one thing that one of my old bosses said, where it was like, if you ever want a short answer, don't ask Ace the question. But the AMS, the CFS, and the Ace, no relation. I'm gonna make that joke every time. None of them can print TPU because they use a Bowden tube, and so it gets jammed up in the single extruder Bowden tube for the AMS. in my video, I talked about how that disappoints me because Bamboo announced that they have a solution to it. I like the long explanation. So that was my main complaint with Bamboo was they announced TPU for AMS, but it's just a proprietary blend, and it's basically just TPU that's more rigid than regular TPU, so it's just kind of shitty TPU. But people talk about it like it's some grand amazing technology, and it's just really not, and it kind of bothers me because it's just kind of, it's a nothing burger, but people hype it up because Bamboo said it, and they'll hype anything Bamboo says up. There was a guy that I saw online, or Kirby told me about on Reddit, who, or not Reddit, I think it was YouTube, made a video, and it was like, here's how to stop oozing on your filaments, and one of the things was print at lower temperatures. And he said, normally for my PLA I print at 260 degrees Celsius, and hearing that made me like physically wince. I was like, there's no way you're printing PLA at 260 degrees. That's what I print the Recreator Pet at. Like, do not print PLA that hot. You are just breaking it. You are just making it shitty and weak, and don't do that. But if I talk about that, then I have to talk about thermal degradation, and oh my god, I don't have enough time to discuss all this stuff. Just please don't do that, okay? I hesitate to say 220 should be your max because somebody's going to be like, well, actually, blah, 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 but I rarely ever print above 220 for regular PLA. It was good though, because all of my interactions with the Bamboo community has shown me why I dislike printers being not tinkerable devices. And I couldn't put it to words until I had to deal with them. And I was like, now I get why it is. It's the same reason I don't like AI, but that's its own topic for a different day. I want this to be a positive stream. Staying at Micro Center, looking at the A1, thinking about your video. I was about to buy one and told myself I'd never buy another iPhone. I am so proud of you. I hope it goes well for you. I think it's the illusion of ease. That is why it is so hard to not buy one of those machines. Because they tell you it's going to be so easy to work with, and it's going to like take all of the scariness out of learning 3D printing. But once you learn how to use it, you realize how little control you really have over it, and there's nothing you can do about it besides buy a different one. That is the main reason that I dislike it. That's the main reason that I said it was a disappointment. That's the main reason why people get so mad at me. I don't think that it's a bad machine. I think that it's just a lacking machine. It lacks in control. It lacks in a lot of stuff. Like, here's a really great example. I have two Ender 3s. One's a V2, one's a Pro. As I've bought new printers, I don't use them as much because the newer ones are just more reliable, like they said. But I don't have to throw out my Enders because my Bamboo is a really good machine. I'm looking at right now, there is a project to take two Enders, mash them together, and turn them basically into a K1, into a Core XY machine. It's called the Ender ENG, or ENR project, I believe is the name of it. You could not do that with a Bamboo machine. You could do it with a Prusa machine. You can't do it with a Bamboo machine. And I even hesitate to say you could do it with a New Age Creality machine because they're modeled after Bamboo printers, which is the biggest shame, I think, with them right now, with Creality right now. But even with Bamboo, it's very hard to buy like upgrades and stuff for that printer because you have to make sure that everything is approved by them before you buy it. Like companies like Micro Swiss and Big Tree Tech and shit like that would not exist if I don't think they would exist to the level that they are now if it weren't for the fact that the Ender was so open source. And these companies that are trying to mimic Bamboo's like market hold by closing their source just irk me so much because then everybody else suffers for it. I don't even think it's a shame. I talked about it in my A1 video, and I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but people don't listen to me when I talk, so I guess I can talk more than once and say the same thing over and over again, but my issue is not with people being scared of 3D printing because I was there. I was scared of 3D printing. 3D printing is scary just like woodworking or anything else is scary, but I think that people don't look at it the same way that they do like woodworking and shit like that. And I think that's what led me to my ultimate... I feel like I've seen this farm before. Oh, we're about to put the roof on it. I think there's this idea that you can kind of dodge the scariness by buying a product, and that's just not reality. By the way, hi Orchid. Hi. We've got to schedule the next Pokemon Day. Boom, boom, boom. Probably throw some people. Well, the printers are really cheap right now. They're some of the cheapest that I've seen. I'm gonna do earlier this Saturday. I don't think this weekend's a great time for me. Let's look towards June, maybe. Gotta see what my June looks like. Please tell me I'm not out of stairs. Oh, I'm out of stairs. Ah, man. Guns Out was just lamenting the fact that I planned stuff out so far in advance, but I'm sorry. If it was a weekday, I might be able to be more available, but weekends are tough. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. I'm out of stairs. And then what's the top? There. I could do an evening. Ooh, that might be better. Then skip this one, and then this one gets one, and then... Oh, hold on. I put one up here and I shouldn't. It's actually one below. There, and then I had my finger on the thing. I thought it was an ad and I was going to have to rush to skip it. By the way, Orchid, I don't know if you knew how cool Tough is. Oh my gosh. New Tough, ever since they like updated the textures for it to like add stuff you could cut. New Tough looks so cool. We could do Mondays. Ooh, that would be a good idea. Then next week I wouldn't have to do Minecraft. I could do Minecraft Monday with you instead of Minecraft Monday alone. And then I did slabs for the top here. That might be super amazing. Oh, if only I had had the stairs to finish this off. Yeah, we would move to later. I wouldn't start at like 2:30. Unless I started alone and then you hopped in later. But this is about when I get off, so. I know. I'm the only one that can work with the late night schedule that I have. I'll have to take that scaffolding out. Oh. Yeah, no, it's okay. Because if I start early, I would have to end. I wouldn't be able to, like, wait for you. So we could just do later. We could talk about it more in DMs, though. Stairs, that's what I need. All right. Now, the first one I place is wrong. All right, and that should be the roof finished. I put all the lights on it, so hopefully mobs don't spawn up here. Mobs might spawn in this middle block right here, but it is what it is. Let's get a good look at it from up here. Ah! Oh, that looks so good. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Who says I just made big blocks? This is... Well, I'm dead, but... Now that is a building that I could be proud of building. That looks sick as hell. Oh my gosh. Damn. Damn, that is sick as hell. I'm so proud of this build. Let me get a good view. Let me finish the top, get all the dirt out. But, oh, also Orchid. I did the same stair design that I did on the last build. So I'll have to build it, like I should do like a build tutorial for it. I'll have to watch one of your videos and see like how people make like Minecraft build tutorials. It is very dark up there. You can steal my design, I'll steal how you make videos. Your FPS dropped just by being near it? Damn. That's really funny. Oh my god. 5 FPS off of a farm? That's crazy. Oh, auto farming. Yeah, none of this is auto farmed. I don't think I have any chains left. I'll have to go downstairs. But look at this. So it perfectly works where you like step over like this. So it still separates each floor, but it gives you, it doesn't like make it awkward. I'm so proud of how this turned out. Like I am like beyond excited. And there's still some more to it. I have to finish the top floor and finish the bottom floor, but how to turn one building design into like 5 streams. Yeah. So what I figured out, I don't think anybody that's in chat was here for it, but I was monkeying with the stair design. So I got very lucky, but the floors are 5 blocks away. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means that going from up there to here is 10 blocks because each one is in between. Maybe something at the bottom level so you don't have to hit the start accurately. Well, so I'm actually going to be taking this out and making glow berries in the like a glowberry farm in the basement. So this will look less awkward on the beginning, but you don't have to hit it accurately you can walk on it and then see it should be able to be accessed from any side with minimal turning, but it perfectly works out where they connect in the middle because in between is 20. The only thing that I need to add is I need to add pressure plates in the front and the back to open the door up automatically and close it, so you don't have to do that yourself. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw some light up so you can have any size as long as one wall is at least 20. Not really, it's all of its math. Walking through the open door. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry. Whatever. Gosh, look how beautiful it is to look out. Put walls just for the stairs if it's bigger. So there's two things. I don't know exactly what you're mentioning, but I'll try and... It's one of the two, I believe. All the way to the wall of the building. Oh, yeah, true. True. It could just be... It doesn't have to go both ways. It could just be one set. I was debating doing that, where it just went from one side to where it zigzagged rather than make an X. But because I have it perfectly where the height and the length are exact multiples of each other, I was able to get away with doing the zigzag. But you could also do a zigzag instead of the X. Yeah, I could do that, although I'd have to change the roof too. And I think it would look really weird. But everything with the floor plan I did in specific inner numbers so that everything fit perfectly. So these two floors are exceptions because I needed an extra block because they're in multiples of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you notice, it's 5 and 5, which makes 10 all the way around. And then I added 3 on this side and 2 on this side. And that comes out to a perfectly round number. Between each of these, so between the wood posts, between each of the wood posts is 17 this way, and between here and here it's 24. Now if you subtract 4 from each of the sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then you get 20. and 20 is a round interval of 5. It divides by 4. But since I'm putting half slabs in, you divide it by 2, you get 10. So I'm able to put in these half slab stairs and have them meet perfectly in the middle for every floor, because every floor has 5 blocks, 4 being the wood and then the 5th being the next floor up. So everything was brilliantly lined up so that they're mathematical integers of each other. The only exception is this detail right here where I put the lights in the corners. That doesn't fit because I cheated by giving up an extra block there. See, otherwise they all have corners to look good with the frog lights. You can see that there. So, yeah. Speaking of frogs, there's a string of frogs house plants? What are you talking about? String dolphins? Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay, the leaves look like frogs. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that. Whew, got really talkative here in the last little bit of stream. My throat hurts. Oh, man. First we were talking about 3D printing, and now we're talking about the Minecraft build. But I have to add the berries and then show how I build the berry farming. Add the lights and stuff to this area, and then add the glow berries to the bottom. And then this will officially be done. I've been drinking water in between. I'm like halfway through my 22-ounce drink. I might have to down a cough drop after dinner, but speaking of dinner, I'm going to have to head out pretty soon. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm very happy with how the roof turned out. I want to get another view of the roof, and that's, I think, what we'll end off on. Ouch. Ouchie. How it feels to not eat your food. Alright, let's get a good view of the roof. I'm so proud of this roof. I was so nervous to put the roof on, but it looks really good. That stair-stepping effect, where I go like over to, up to, over to, up to. Oh, it looks so cool. And those stairs, I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, the next one that I make, I should put stairs on all 4 sides. That right there is a building I could be proud of. I've, so this is my most recent build on the server. Now let me show you my first build on the server so you can compare them. You guys ready? There it is. It's E-Girl Mansion. It looks so crappy by comparison. I thought I was doing the coolest thing by doing this like pattern with the half slabs. So yeah, this was my the first thing that I built on the pattern is very beautiful. See, I don't know how I'd remodel it though. I'm trying to think of what I like don't like about it. I think the top is too boxy. Anyway, not important. Welcome to E-Girl Mansion. Got the Shuba duck right here. All right, well, I think that's probably a great place to end off the stream for today. Because I'm at a great stopping spot, I think. Also, I'm very tired. Did a lot of talking there at the end. I gotta rest my voice, otherwise I'm gonna be dead. So stuff from me. Tomorrow I have another Miku short coming out. This one will probably be the cutest for my non-Miku fans. Then on Thursday I have a follow-up to my video that I posted on Thursday of last week. Or not Thursday, sorry. Friday is when the video comes out. The short comes out. And that's a follow-up to the short that came out last Thursday. The Teto. Blocky Teto. That one was a lot of fun to make. So I hope you guys enjoy the short that comes out on Friday. I'm very excited about it. That's why I waited to post it on Friday, because like I'm so excited about it. Then as for streams, I will be back on Thursday. Schedule says 3 o'clock, but I'm collabing with Gigi. If she and I get home quicker than what the schedule says, I'm just going to go live as soon as I get the chance. But 3 o'clock is probably when we're going to start. We might start a little bit earlier, but I wouldn't count on it. Aside from that, next week I will have 2 more Miku shorts to end off May, and then I will have a full-length Miku video that will talk about how I built all of the Miku models for this entire month, and how you at home can 3D print all of the Mikus on your printer without a fancy schmancy AMS. So I hope that was a good advertising tool for that video, but I'm really excited. I'm working on a new technique to try and get my longer videos out more often, and the plan going forward is to have like 1 a month, but we'll see. I always plan stuff and then it doesn't end up happening. And to make up for the fact that I didn't have my video out on calibrations in April, I am looking to have it come out a couple weeks from now. So like either 2 or 3, depending on how long it takes me to edit. So that should be good. That one won't be as long as my normal videos. Well, I keep adding stuff to it, so now it might actually be the full length. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for watching and stuff. We're so close to 500 subs. So close. So close. So please subscribe. If we get 500 subs, I have something big planned. If you have any other ideas for what you'd like me to do as a celebration of 500 subs, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions, but I have an idea. I don't know if it would matter to my subscriber base, but it would be kind of fun. I'd kind of like to remodel finally finish the demonstration for the frogs that I do, because I do a bunch of those like frog videos. I'd like to make an actual thing to like put them up. So if that incentivizes you guys, I'll make that the 500 subscriber special. So yeah. All right, that being said, that's pretty much all the news that is news from me. I don't have anything else to add. Big things coming. I'm excited. So that being said, I will see you in the... Let's break some 3D prints. Test out your walls versus infill theory. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot because there are some failed prints that I'd like to break down so that I can shred them. I don't plan to fail, like to make prints that will fail, but maybe maybe I'll try out some ones with only 2 walls instead of 3 and see how they compare. I can tell you it definitely does make a difference, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get there. All right. Well, that is all the news that is news from me. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this, morning. Bye-bye.